Today, we stand at a crossroads, especially for returning NRIs who now find themselves on a different journey, retirement planning. In this video, we'll navigate the essentials of retirement planning for returning NRIs, like the necessities of retirement planning, mistakes to avoid, and a bonus section about types of retirement planning. But before we dive into the specifics, tell me, what does retirement planning mean to you? Share your answers in the comments below while I help you understand this fundamental question. According to a survey, 80% of NRIs in Australia and Singapore, 70% in the UK, 75% in the US and 63% in Canada consider returning to India for retirement. What's driving this? India's global standing as a startup hub coupled with robust manufacturing, financial services, tech advancements have given confidence to NRIs. In fact, 72% of NRIs believe India offers a stable investment avenue, influencing their decision to return home post-retirement. You can say that the landscape is changing and NRIs are taking notice. Let's talk about different scenarios where retirement planning plays a part. 1. Transitioning to the Indian lifestyle. Imagine this, you've just landed back in India, surrounded by the familiar sounds and smells of your childhood. Life has changed and so have you. It's not just about adjusting to the hustle and bustle or rediscovering your love for street food, but also about celebrating festivals, aroma of home-cooked meals, and the joy of connecting with friends and family. That's where retirement planning steps in, not as a distant financial concept, but as a flexible option, giving you the peace of mind to savor every moment without constantly worrying about the what-ifs. With a strategic financial plan, you can explore local markets without constantly checking your wallet, celebrate festivals with ease, and relish every family gathering without strict budget constraints. Now let's uncover the most underestimated yet crucial step of retirement planning for NRIs: the nature of currency exchange. The unpredictability of exchange rates is a bit like chameleons, shifting colors based on economic conditions, geopolitical events, or even a tweet. But why should you care about these fluctuations? Now imagine you're saving for retirement, dreaming of a life of comfort, but sudden exchange rate shifts throw a curveball. Now let's add another layer: managing multiple currencies. As an NRI, you might have savings in different currencies and a diverse financial portfolio that can feel like juggling. Here's the catch: fluctuations in one currency can send ripples across your entire savings pool. This is where retirement planning helps by strategically positioning your assets, considering the impact of currency fluctuations, and ensuring a stable plan for your retirement savings. Third is healthcare and inflation. Healthcare costs can rise unexpectedly. The budgeted expenditure on healthcare by the central and state governments of India has increased, reaching 2.1% of GDP in FY23, 2.2% in FY22, against 1.6% in FY21 as per Economic Survey. Even routine medical expenses can take a toll on your savings if not factored into your retirement plan. And let's not forget the importance of planning for health coverage. The Economic Survey also highlights a notable increase in the share of health expenditure within the total spending on social services, rising from 21% in FY19 to 26% in FY23 budget estimate, emphasizing the growing significance of public health care and social security for achieving universal health coverage. Even local inflation and healthcare cost awareness are vital for budgeting and maintaining one's desired lifestyle, covering medical checkups, insurance premiums, and potential treatments. India's medical inflation rate at 14% stresses the need for strategic health planning in retirement. Health insurance for NRIs is tailored to cover medical expenses in India, with FEMA guidelines governing claim amounts and payments made to the NRI's foreign bank account or the RFC account in India. Purchasing health insurance before returning ensures coverage after waiting period, providing a strategic advantage upon permanent relocation. If you want to dive deeper into health insurance for NRIs, here's a detailed video for you. Lastly, maintaining a lifestyle and independence. Picture this: you've retired, finally stepping into a life where every day feels like a vacation, but here's the reality check. Maintaining that desired lifestyle requires thoughtful planning. Why, you ask? Everyone desires a comfortable lifestyle after retirement. You might have discovered a newfound passion, perhaps photography or golf. But pursuing these passions can impact your finances too. Traveling, investing in hobbies, or even starting a small business post-retirement all come with associated costs. This is where strategic financial planning comes in. It's not about restricting your passion, but aligning your financial resources to support them. Now let's explore the strategic planning avenues that pave the way for your dream retirement lifestyle. Imagine a journey where every step you take today shapes the path to your dream retirement tomorrow? Well, guess what? 56% in US, 44% in Canada, 35% in UK and 45% in Singapore are not just thinking about their retirement plans, but actively investing for their retirement in India. So how are they achieving this? Let's start with the first type of retirement planning: investment options in local market. Under this category, you have three options: equity investments, mutual funds, and fixed income instruments. We will first talk about equity investments. Equities represent shares in a company, and investing in them means buying ownership stakes. Individuals as shareholders become partial owners with rights to profits, assets, and in some cases, voting rights. Equity investments, also known as stock investments, offer a chance to benefit from a company's growth with the potential for share value appreciation over time. Now, there are different types of equity investments, starting with equity shares representing a share in a company's value. Individuals can buy these when the company launches its initial public offering or IPO and trade them on stock exchanges. Next up, equity mutual funds, which gather funds from investors and invest them in a listed company share. Types of equity mutual funds vary based on investing strategy, theme, market capitalization, diversification, including large cap funds, value funds, sector funds. Next in line is alternative investment funds. An AIF gathers funds from foreign and domestic investors, including HNIs. Examples include hedge funds, real estate investment trusts, or REITs. Now, if you've invested in any of these investment vehicles as an NRI and you're returning to India for your retirement, you must convert your NRI demat account to a resident demat account, and the same applies to your trading account. If you choose not to convert, the alternative is to open a new resident demat and trading account. Transfer all shares and securities from your NRI demat and trading account to the new one and proceed to close the NRI accounts. Under the category of local investment, the next is mutual funds. A mutual fund is like a basket where many investors pool their money. This money is then used by professional managers to buy a mix of stocks, bonds, and other assets. Each investor owns shares in the mutual fund, and the net asset value or NAV tells you the price of one share. As per SEBI, the first mutual fund scheme we will talk about is equity schemes. An equity scheme primarily invests in equities and related instruments, aiming for long-term growth while being suitable for investors with a higher risk appetite and a longer investment horizon. This scheme includes large, mid, and small cap stocks. To understand the different proportion for each equity scheme, you can pause the video and go through this image. Second is debt schemes, which primarily invest in bonds and debt securities, including government and corporate instruments with varying tenors. They offer income generation and capital preservation with categories like short-term, medium-term, long-term funds, as well as specific strategies like gilt, treasury, and corporate bond fund. I have only mentioned a few categories. You can take a screenshot of this image or pause the video. Third is hybrid schemes, which invest in a mix of equities and debt, aiming to balance growth and income. They provide stability through regular income from debt instruments. As per SEBI, a hybrid fund is categorized into conservative hybrid fund, balanced hybrid fund, aggressive hybrid fund, dynamic asset allocation or balanced advantage fund, multi-asset allocation fund, arbitrage fund, and equity savings. You can take a screenshot once again or pause the video to understand the proportion of equity and debt for each category. Fourth, solution-oriented schemes, which cater specifically to retirement and children's financial goals. Retirement fund comes with a lock-in period of at least 5 years or until the individual reaches the retirement age, whichever occurs earlier. Similarly, children's fund has a lock-in period of at least 5 years or until the child attains the age of maturity, whichever comes first. Fifth category is other schemes, which include the likes of index funds, ETFs, and fund of funds. Index funds or ETFs allocate a minimum of 95% of their investment to securities of a specific index, offering investors exposure to the performance of that particular market index. On the other hand, fund of funds, whether overseas or domestic, invest at least 95% of their assets in the underlying funds, providing investors with a diversified portfolio through exposure to multiple funds. Now, if you're wondering how to invest, you can approach the mutual fund branch office, designated investor service centers, or registrar and transfer agents. Alternatively, you can invest online through mutual funds website or a registered mutual fund distributor or MFD. But remember, MFDs must obtain certification from National Institute of Securities Management and register with the Association of Mutual Funds in India to engage in the sale and distribution of mutual funds. Wait, what about mutual fund investments before changing your NRI status? For this, you can either contact your MFD or directly visit any mutual fund branch to update your residential status. The last part under the local investment category is fixed income instruments. Fixed income instruments provide guaranteed returns and serve as a liability for issuing organizations. These investments offer periodic returns with a constant interest rate unaffected by market fluctuations. The maturity value is disclosed to investors upfront, making it a preferred choice for risk-averse individuals seeking secure returns with additional yields. Under this category, the first type is debt mutual funds, which utilize the corpus for investments in diverse fixed income securities, offering higher returns than standard savings schemes. Second is bonds, which are issued by companies for funding operations, posing a liability for the issuer and redeemable upon generating sufficient value. Third is money market instruments, treasury bills, commercial papers, etc., with fixed interest rates classified under fixed income securities suitable for short-term investments. Fourth is bank deposits, secure FDs available for various tenures, allowing premature withdrawal with penalties in emergencies. Apart from this, there are also some government-sponsored fixed income bonds. First one is Public Provident Fund, PPF, exempted from tax deductions, offering higher interest rates with zero risks as a central government-sponsored scheme. The second is Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, which provides financial security to citizens aged 60 and above, offering substantial interest rates fixed by the Ministry of Finance. Third is bonds of listed public sector units, attracting high returns from top-performing public sector units associated with minimal risk. As a returning NRI, you must convert any fixed deposits in your NRE account into regular resident fixed deposit accounts. Alternatively, you can also choose to close the FD account, but there will be potential penalties imposed by the bank. For NRIs returning to India permanently, it's crucial to plan for fixed deposit accounts, as holding NRE FDs till maturity is not allowed. However, if you have an FD in an FCNR account, you can retain it until maturity even with a changed status from NRI to RNOR. The second type you can include in your retirement planning is government pension schemes. Now, under this category, the first one you have is Public Provident Fund, a popular investment choice for Indians due to its attractive 7.1% annual interest rate. Investments are tax deductible under Section 80C and interest earned is tax exempt. With a 15-year lock-in period, you can extend it in 5-year increments. Deposit range from 500 rupees to 1.5 lakhs annually, but only Indian citizens can open PPF accounts. However, if you had a PPF account before changing to NRI status, you can continue holding the account until maturity. The second under this category is National Pension Scheme, a cost-effective, tax-efficient and flexible retirement savings account. It operates on a defined contribution basis where the individual and the employer can contribute. There's no defined benefit at exit, and the accumulated wealth depends on contributions, investment income and the accumulation duration. The more significant the contributions, the better the investments, the longer the term and the lower the charges, the larger the eventual pension wealth. Now, how do you open an NPS account? NPS is distributed through authorized entities known as points of presence or POPs. Almost all banks, both private and public sector, are enrolled to act as POPs under NPS, along with various other financial institutions. To invest in EPS, open an account through POP. And don't worry, as NRIs can also invest in NPS. The only difference will be that NRI accounts are subject to RBI and FEMA regulations. In case of a change in citizenship status, the NPS account would be closed. There are more such types of retirement planning, which include high returns and tax-saving instruments, annuity plans and other child plans, etc. Well, why don't you mention in the comments if you want us to create another video exploring other types of retirement planning. Well, that was a lot of information. So let us reflect on the key takeaways now. Retirement planning helps you transition from an NRI to an Indian lifestyle, ensuring financial stability during a period when you may not be actively employed. Also, be aware of currency exchange, as it is a crucial step in financial stability. Remember, for every investment made with an NRI account, you must shift to a resident account before your RNOR status expires. That's all for today's video. To stay ahead in your financial journey, hit the like button and subscribe to Groww NRI.